우리나라 제주도의 해녀 문화는 한소리와 김장 문화 등을 이어 유네스코 인류무형 문화유산으로 등재되어 있는 우리의 소중한 전통인데요. 일본, 동남아시아, 러시아에서도 드물게 해녀들의 모습을 찾아볼 수 있지만 그 역사나 전통에 있어 우리나라 해녀에 미치지는 못하다고 합니다. 아주 오래전부터 시작된 해녀 문화는 우리나라 여성들의 강인함을 대표하고 있는데요. 최대 하루 7시간 정도를 바닷속에서 일하는 해녀는 감압병이나 저체온증 등의 위험을 감수해야 하는 상당히 위험한 극한 직업이지만 우리나라 해녀들은 가족들을 먹여 살리기 위해 아무런 장비 없이 차가운 바다에 뛰어들기를 주저하지 않았고 심지어 월경기간이나 출산 직전까지도 아랑곳 없이 바닷속으로 들어가는 모습을 보여주었기 때문이죠. 이러한 해녀들의 모습에 스페인 출신의 세계적인 아티스트 에바 알머스는 우리나라 해녀의 강인함과 독립성, 자신의 한계를 매우 잘 알고 있는 겸손함에 깊은 인상을 받았다고 극찬하기도 했고 19세기에는 한국을 방문한 서구인들을 통해 유럽에도 우리나라의 해녀가 알려졌는데 나체로 자유롭게 바다를 가르는 여인들이라는 이름으로 알려져 이것이 동서양 인어 전설의 모티브가 되었다는 주장이 있기도 합니다. 이처럼 자랑스러운 우리나라의 해녀 문화는 우리나라 여성들의 강인함을 대표하며 현재까지도 계속 이어지고 있지만 일의 강도와 고단함으로 인해 시간이 흐를수록 젊은이들은 새로 유입되지 않고 나이가 많은 어르신들만 자리를 지킨 채 버티고 있어 해녀 문화의 유지 계승 문제가 심각하다고 하는데요. 그러면 외국인이 우리나라 해녀 문화를 직접 체험해보고 자신의 소감을 말한 영상을 살펴보겠습니다.
A strong community of women represent a semi-matriarchal society on Jeju Island and have for centuries. Called the Henya, still today, these women, many of whom are now older, freedive in Jeju's sometimes chilly waters to harvest seafood for their families and communities. During the summer, they work the fields to bring in crops. On UNESCO's World Heritage List, the Henya continue their practices today and also run a diving school outside of Jeju City.
How long have you been diving?
40년.
40 years.
40 years. And you, how long have
20.
20 years. Wow. Okay.
Established in 2008, the diving school works to pass down traditions to the younger generations on Jeju Island, as well as sharing them with outsiders. I've signed up to take on the November waters off Jeju Island and take a crash course in freediving with the Henya.
That is some cold water, man.
The Henya have to contend with many dangers, from frigid waters to sharks. Just wait until I get into the water.
Am I getting hazed right now?
때문에 어쩔 수 없어.
Yeah.
If you have to survive, you have to do that.
So today I'm looking for seashells and sea urchins. The spiky sea urchins. Okay. I think the gloves will be good.
We get to work. The Henya have been known to harvest shellfish, including prized abalone, for up to 7 hours a day, holding their breath for a minute at a time. I'm attempting to help them today, filming the entire experience with my film crew, as well as with my own 360-degree waterproof camera, which allows me to dive down and explore. And I do manage to help, picking up sea urchin and sea snails. It's cold and it's difficult work, but doing it with these women, known for their independent spirit, I feel a huge honor. It's always a privilege when someone lets you have a window into their world, and though I don't last for 7 hours, I am out with them long enough to somewhat fill my net.
This is not easy work, but I have to say it's really fun. I mean, I know it's not supposed to be, it's like really hard work, but for me to come out with this women, it's an amazing experience. I haven't seen anything like this in all my travels. You think of people fishing in modern times, but you don't think of women coming out to the ocean and diving down, free diving to get their dinner and feed their family and friends and everybody on this island here in Jeju in South Korea. So it's pretty incredible. It's pretty incredible.
To learn more about the history of Henya divers on Jeju Island, I'm headed to Henya's Kitchen, a performance venue and restaurant where the story of Henya's divers is recounted and travelers can enjoy fresh seafood that Henya women are harvesting from the sea. Yuna Ko, co-founder of Henya's Kitchen, meets me after the show with Hwan Hyun-hee, an 88-year-old Henya who grew up diving on Jeju Island and is still diving today.
When she was young, every girls learned Henya diving from their mother. So they made tewa, the basket, so they can put the seafood in that basket that is called tewa. They all made that. It was kind of playing first time, and then when they grow up, they go further and dive into the sea, and they became Henya and diving women.
When did you start diving? How old were you?
10살. When she was 10 years old.
How often are you going out diving today? At the age of 88.
Twice a week. Today and yesterday, Henya's go into the water and get some seafood, but she can't go because she got a cold.
Oh no.
She got a cold.
Yuna, who has spent countless hours with Henya women, shares more of their stories.
What have you learned the most from the time that you've spent with the Henya?
They are really strong and very impressive women. Despite of the life is really hard and there's really many difficult things, but they can just go, and with energy, that very happy energy. They think, oh, it's nothing, we can do it. So I think that's the most we have to learn from the Henya.
That was amazing. I mean, I always say that I'm having these once-in-a-lifetime experiences when I travel, but then I would totally go and be able to do these again, and they're things that anybody can do. So Jeju Island is so beautiful, first of all, but second of all, I went out with these female divers called the Henya. They're on UNESCO's World Heritage List for their amazing, amazing culture. And it's a community of women that actually dive down without any scuba gear. They are free diving down into the water to harvest seafood from the ocean floor. So they'll be underwater for a minute at a time, sometimes more. Oh my gosh. And so I put on a wetsuit. It was November. I'm just gonna let you know it was not warm. And I was a little freaked out. The guy was telling me, he's like, just be careful of the sharks. And I was like, oh, okay, great.
You're like, awesome.
Great. But you know, these women are hardy and they contend with all these different things, and a lot of them are older. I mean, this will give you like respect for women. I mean, this woman was 88 years old that I interviewed, and she is still diving almost every day and doing this. So I went out with them and I took my 360 camera, which you can take underwater, and dove down with them and did the best I could. I obviously was not working at their pace. I thought it was fascinating, and of course the seafood was amazing, and after you help harvest it, it tastes even better because you're super hungry.
그러면 우리나라의 해녀 문화가 계속 이어지길 바라면서 오늘 이야기는 여기까지 하도록 하겠습니다. 시청해주셔서 감사합니다.